The Griot Circle, whose headquarters are just around the corner from us, has been offering support and advocacy for older LGBTQ people of color as we age since 1996. Some of those people are HIV-positive men living with the disease as they now start to deal with whatever comes with growing older. To help each other, Griot has created a workshop called Still Standing, Aging Gracefully and Positively.
That is a good picture. And one of the men who shares his life story in the workshop is Robert Waldron, and he's here to share a little of that story with us. Welcome to BK Live, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Also with us is Aundaray Guess, the Director of Programs for Griot Circle. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Thank you so much for joining us again in your case, Aundaray. Robert, let's start with you. Aging gracefully and positively. What does that mean to you?
Aging gracefully and positively is, for me, it means that a man of color and from the Caribbean, I am still here standing positive with HIV. And I'm here because I'm liberated to tell my story. And I want my story to get out so other people can piggyback on what I have to offer and enrich their lives to live longer.
So Aundaray, you guys make it your work to celebrate all of the process,
yes,
including as we get into our senior years and become the elders. Why is it important to actually highlight subsets of subsets as well?
Well, I think it's definitely important, especially when we talk about HIV and aging, because frankly, nobody's talking about it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's bad enough that as seniors, they're often the invisible society, but when you talk about HIV, it's a conversation that's diminished. And because of that, a lot of seniors are being affected greatly, especially today, knowing that 1 in 6 seniors are going to be HIV positive, based on the assumption that people are not talking to seniors about sex. Mm-hmm. As one elder shared with me, she said, "What do you think we're doing when we're not playing bingo?"
Especially since the advent of all these medical and pharmaceutical technologies, people still enjoy active sex lives well into their advanced years.
Yeah, but we don't think that, and we don't provide the tools for that because they are actively engaging in sex. So that's what our mission is, to kind of fill in that void that's not happening, especially with the Still Standing, especially with Robert's story, is, you know, having people just learn about HIV and how it's affecting Asian community in general.
Robert, what are some of these things that for you feel like are misunderstood about living with HIV that you feel like you're clarifying for the younger generation?
I'm not alone. We're still standing. Meaning that if you, as an individual, get yourself tested, get yourself situated that you can share with other people who are living with the affliction, I feel that I can make a better situation for other people who are afraid to come out and get tested and share their stories.
So I can tell you, before we started, Robert was giving me the business a little bit about the visibility of elders in our program and just in general. So I want to know what that means to you, to be able to stand and represent and be the face that we can look at, knowing that there's so many others, that you're not alone.
It took me a long time to really come out and face life as it is. The situation that has confronted me in my life. We all have a story. My story might be similar, but it's entirely different. As a man of color from the Caribbean, living in America, there's all possibilities that's open up to me. And I have researched myself personally, read up on what's going on, and I says, Robert, you're afflicted. You're living in a society that pushes things under the rug, and I want to pull myself from out under the rug and be a face, to be here to share my story.
Do you feel like you had elders that guided you, or because of that lack?
I think it's my upbringing. My upbringing is to be visible, to share, to be positive, because positivity is important in your life, okay? And you have to really sit down and think before you leap, because you want to get into a situation that you're able to really follow up on.
So Aundaray, how is this facilitated? Where is the sharing happening? What happens at the Griot Circle?
Well, it's facilitated at a group that actually Robert facilitates. So it's been going on for the past 8 years. He has facilitated a group of HIV men over 50. And they come together and they share their story, they share their struggles, but they also share their successes because it's not all doom and gloom. And from that, we also, welcome anybody who come to the agency. We also want to create that connection to the younger generation because it's not about just seniors. It's also a recognition that this is an intergenerational issue. And so how does that tie into the group that we have at the agency? So we definitely have that thread of connection. And even for Robert, I definitely want to thank him for putting his face on there because there's a stigma that is so much associated with HIV.
Right.
So to do that, he inspires me because I've been positive for 32 years. So he's setting that path even for myself and other people, other young people. And we just know that through his work and his efforts, and also with Frank and Howard, who are also part of the initiative.
Three Musketeers.
Yeah, the Three Musketeers, will be still standing,
Yes.
as we age gracefully with HIV.
What are you finding in the work, Robert, is the perception of HIV in the younger generation now versus how we all came up with it?
Well, the myth is, I'm not going to get it. Are you sure you're not going to get it? Okay. For me, I have had conversations with people, and I says, well, I don't want to be tested because I don't want to know. It's important that you go out there, get tested, get yourself out of that comfort zone. And again, positivity is very helpful because if you can get that doctor to sit down and talk with you, give you information, there's literature that you can better yourself and share it with your peers. I think the conversation never stops, and it's an ongoing thing. And I leave here today, I'm going to meet somebody, I'm going to share. And if I can make one person's life very, very, very good, I'm happy.
So, no.
If I could interject, he said something really important, and I think that's also the mission of the program is that doctors themselves are not even testing seniors because they have this stereotypical view that they're not having sex. So in a way, we hope that this project can help, of course, seniors be advocates for themselves, but also for medical professionals to start offering these tests and, and ask these questions and ask about their sexual history because that would make a difference where they're now, finding out the results before the, disease progresses.
Right. So how much potential is there for this sort of intergenerational exchange where young people, whether they're confronting HIV after a diagnosis or just young sexually active people, like the potential for a dialogue and having an open discussion? And I think people may be past the point where they're like, oh, it's a death sentence. Like we've gotten beyond that, but there's still attitudes that need to be shifted about stigma and living with HIV.
If I might jump in, it's not a death sentence.
Yeah, good.
I've been there, and I'm here.
Thank God, yeah, clearly.
Thank God
it
for
isn't.
that. And I'm saying this to say, they have developed so many cocktail drugs now that you're living longer, as long as you stay on that regimen, and it's important.
Even
and it's important.
preventively. Yeah.
Yes, you nip it in the butt as you get that voice telling, it's here.
Yeah,
Let's
and to
work on
Andre's point, we got to get medical professionals
Yes.
on it to know that we can
important.
stop it early before you
Don't take
present.
time,
Yeah.
It's the thing that, for me, I'm speaking for myself, I hesitated to have gotten myself tested. I have a partner in a relationship for 36 years.
Woof.
My partner is not affected, but I hesitated to have gone out there to get myself tested. And when I came in and got the results, and I told him, the support was, I'm going to be here for you. I'm still standing because of that. My family is with me. Be positive. Don't care what the public is going to say because it's no right or wrong way.
Yeah.
But you have to be sure what you're doing make life more simpler for other people.
All right, we're going
That's
to
what
leave
they're
it there.
doing at the
Hashtag
Griot.
goals,
Yes.
36 years later.
Yes.
Yes, put some of that on me, please. 36, I'll take it. 36 years.
All right. Whew.